Welcome back to the show, folks. Retro Americana. I'm your host, Jeremy Scott, and once again we have James Townsend here with some artifacts here. Go ahead and just spout it off. What are we looking at here?
Do-nothings and bolo ties.
These are the do-nothings.
Yes.
And these are the bolo ties.
Yeah, most of these are the family, my grandfather's bolo ties, although it's not the whole collection. But most of these are my grandfather's. And these I've just picked up randomly. These are do-nothings, which basically, if you'll help me illustrate here what these do. Nothing. Do-nothings.
Okay, let's start off with the do-nothings first, as far as talking about a little bit more in depth. When do you think these were made?
Well, I'm guessing a lot of these were late 50s to 70s. Most of these. I mean, some of these look a little. But I mean, they would handcraft these fine things.
Did somebody in your family make these, or were these purchased by your family? And
these I randomly find in different places. And
really,
I think it's
okay.
pretty fun, you know?
So the bolo is the family connection. These are just. When did you start collecting these?
Well, I saw one at a yard sale and I had to have it. You know.
About how long ago, you think?
Probably 16, 17. It's probably about 10 years now. I've been finding these in random places. And they probably still make them, you know. It seems like I've seen them somewhere, but I try to buy them every time I find them.
Right. And it's the same thing. It's the same principle. It's just they look a little bit different, right?
Yeah, that one actually has its tag still.
Oh! Yeah, look at this, folks. Check this out. Let's get a shot of this. And then let's turn it around to the back there. And yeah, there's writing on the back here. This one was made in Conway, Arkansas. Where's that one?
Same one for this
Conway?
one. Conway.
This one was made in Vermont.
Vermont, yeah, that one's.
There's a word on the back of it, folks, that we cannot show you.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
this one actually has. This one is probably the newest because of the sticky label on the back here, you know, didn't really see that too much, and it doesn't look aged, and it looks like a copy off a copy machine. So, you know, this one's probably the newest of them all. Just based on that, this one has some cool designs on it. This is kind of, I mean, you know, for doing nothing, that's kind of interesting.
Well, it's the quantity for me. For me, having one is kind of lame, but having like 10 of them would be really awesome.
Right.
So if you have any of these at home, it'd be awesome to add to my collection.
Give me a shout at jscott@intv.me, and I'm gonna broker the deal because I get 15%.
Yeah,
Okay,
there you go.
that's all I'm gonna say.
I chip off a little block of wood.
I get my cut off that, you know. And okay, so we have bolo ties here. Actually, this one is this is mine. This was my grandfather, Bob Osmus's. This is his. I think this has something to do with the Scottish Rite Mason type deal. I believe this is one of their little emblems. And
Compass, architect.
something like that. And when he passed away, my Aunt Patty said, "Baby, you can have this as your grandfather's." And she gave me some stuff that was his, and my mom did it as well. So, but I've only got one. But you've gotten more than one going on.
Yeah, I've got. I don't have all the silver and the turquoise ones, but I do have some that are just interesting. I mean, like this one has a reference to Kern County, which is Bakersfield, California, which is where my family comes from.
Really?
So, I mean, what do we got, like fish and things?
There's a couple of fish here, and this one looks like, I guess, a marlin or a swordfish. I would go, this one was a bass, I mean, if I had to guess. But you've also got some horse themes going on here, too. You've got 2 horses here.
Cowboy boots.
Well, actually, this is a dog.
A dog in a doghouse.
A dog in a doghouse, and you've got a scorpion.
I do have a scorpion. That was one of the better ones.
Yeah, that one's pretty wicked looking. Like if Rob Zombie had a bolo tie, he'd have that one.
It's pretty exciting.
It's pretty tough looking. And then there's, I guess, this is Native American type of theme.
These are ones I found elsewhere, and so those kind of just fit in there because of the bolo tie theme. But a lot of it's like James Townsend. That's me, you know, but that's also my grandfather. M is Mita, my aunt, and J, James. D is David, my uncle. So I guess she kept the S one. My sister's got a bunch of them.
And, you know, the ties themselves also are made up of different type material. This one's leather.
Lots of the leather ones are real good.
Yeah, and it's finely braided too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, really, folks, it's a legitimate art form. You know, I mean, you don't really see people with bolos, but if this were 1967, this were 1967 here in Tahlequah, a lot of people would. Both my grandfathers wore bolos, although there's only one that I have left from both of them.
Yeah.
But 50s and 40s, so you know, you just don't see a lot of them.
From the 40s and on, it was almost like I'm a dazzling cowboy statement. It's like, you know, here I am, I'm a cowboy, and I listen to Bob Wills.
I was going to say Bob Wills.
And Hank Williams, and all those guys had bolo ties.
Yeah.
My grandfather took that in Bakersfield and did that there. That was his thing.
And here's an interesting one, folks.
It's
a little fishing line
fly
encased
fishing,
in there. That is so cool. And there was another one. Oh, a Spartan. I guess this would be a Spartan or a Greek or a Roman, something like ancient world looking, which is kind of cool.
You reap what you sow. The guy with the reaper. It's kind of cool.
That one has a little design there on the side. To me, says 60s. Yeah, for sure. Well, James, this is cool. You know, it seems like everything that you bring on the show, you have a lot of, and this is again just a small sampling. Is there more, or is this it?
This is all I have. But
Oh, okay.
There are more, and you know, one day I'll crew them all.
Oh, and before we go, this is one of my favorites of this, the ship.
The
Kind of reminds me
ship.
of Old Spice, the Old Spice
there you
logo
go.
a little bit.
It does.
Okay, folks, next week, James is going to take a week off, and we're bringing in Greg Bilby. He's got some cool stuff. I've known Greg a few years now, and he's been wanting to be on the show since season 1. Right, Greg? Right? Season 1? Well, we're going to get you on next week. Folks, we'll have a brand new episode next week, 11:30 a.m. You can also watch this show online at www.intv.me. So till then, I'm Jeremy Scott for James Townsend. Yo, see you next week.
Yes.
Ah ha ha. Ah ha ha.